Hey all, Hipper here. So today I'm trying out something I've wanted to do for a long time, and that is to put a full anti-dispersion build on a cruiser and see if I think it's any better than an agile build. So for this experiment I'm using the new Azure Lane Montpelier ship and of course the Azure Lane Montpelier commander as well. Because with this commander here, as I'll show you in a minute, you can put a triple anti-dispersion build on your cruiser, and I was thinking, you know, I'll upgrade her. I will sacrifice the insignia and commendations and all that stuff, so she's 16.3 now, and that's pretty much all you need, because their special skill is in row 3 and it's maximum upgraded now. So as you can see, her base trait is, well, it's not useless, but it's certainly not one of the better ones. So already there, it's a bit of a negative for this commander here, which actually costs money, and quite a bit of money. It's 5,000 doubloons. So yeah, not the best start here. So moving on to the first perk here, I've chosen Beyond Range, because it's really the only thing that makes sense here. You could choose the improved fire chance, but for this build I want to stay as far away as I can and then see if this dispersion build actually does wonders for my cruiser player or not. Next up we have the improved fire chance, which is also pretty much a standard pick for one of the offensive commanders here. Next up we have the most interesting perk here, and it's the all-out assault. That's what makes this commander unique, and well, it pretty much, makes your shell grouping better, and makes the enemy's dispersion, like incoming fire, 10% less accurate, pretty much. And of course you take 5% more damage. So I've been waiting for a commander with the skill here, because it means that I can now do a triple anti-dispersion build, where you pretty much lower the incoming fire dispersion as much as you possibly can, and that's what this build is all about here. So the first stack here on the incoming fire dispersion is Dian, because he gives you an additional 3.4% on top of the 10% that we already have. So that's the first of the 3 stacks, and that gives us a total of 13.4%, decreased incoming dispersion. Next up, we have another new commander from this month, and it's the Azure Lane Azuma commander. And as you can see, she adds another 1.5% to the incoming fire dispersion, meaning that I'll hit just about 15% in all, and I believe that's the highest you can get. So I thought, okay, this is a full anti-dispersion build, so that's what I wanted to test, and I've been waiting a long time to test this out. But first I'll just go through the last remaining perks for you guys. The fourth is fixated, makes sense, and for legendary perk I chose the improved reload. So let's take Montpelier out here with this commander build here. So remember, this is all about making it as hard as possible for the enemy to hit you. So I'm not going to play to pretty much win or anything to do in this battle here. I'm just going to find a spot, preferably where I can get targeted by only one battleship, and then I'm going to see how we go. So there's almost always a battleship sitting at the middle of this map here, so I'm just going to sneak in here to A cap, and then pretty much point my bow on the battleship, and then I'm going to just shoot at him, and then I'm going to sit there and I'm going to see how much this build actually does for this cruiser here, because you're giving up everything else, just like an agile build. In agile build you give up everything else for rudder, and that works pretty well. This build here you give up everything else for decreased incoming dispersion, meaning that when the enemy shoots at you, their dispersion is 15% worse than it should be. So hopefully, my hope here is that with this build here, the battleship dispersion in particular will be very bad, and it should be pretty easy not to get hit. But we'll see how we go here. So I'm just trying to get Bao onto this Kansas here, and this first salvo here is nothing to do with my build. It's just because he undershot me a little bit. Basically, I was stopping and he didn't realize, and I wasn't too impressed with that salvo, because that salvo didn't look any less accurate to me than any other salvo. Basically, I didn't see any different at all, and I'm just gonna wait for him to shoot again, and we'll see how we do with the next salvo. And you can see it coming there, and I don't think the dispersion looks any worse than it usually does at all. So I'm having trouble being left alone here by this annoying cruiser, and there's a destroyer around here as well. I mean, I'm tempted. I need to take a shot at him because I don't want to be absolutely useless in this battle here. And he did get torpedoes off, which is annoying, but I did a few of these battles. I didn't want to do too many because I'm not really like playing my best here. I'm just trying to see what happens. And yeah, I mean, this is a ship that costs money. The ship is not the problem really, it's the commander. It's a sure lane Montpelier. Pretty much her whole reason for being is that she decreases the incoming dispersion, and honestly I don't see any difference at all. I mean, I get shot at by a lot of battleships, and the dispersion from this Kansas here, it looks like any other battleship. And to me, this build here, going all in on incoming dispersion, is just not working at all. I mean, look at that. I don't think that's anything at all. The only reason I'm avoiding is because I'm turning my rudder a little bit here. And does this do any better than an agile build or a damage focused build? Absolutely not. And I've played a few battles here. This is not. This is just the most interesting one, so to speak. And I'm very disappointed with what I got out of this commander here, because I actually invested quite a bit into her to see, okay, let's see how we do with this. Let's see how high we can get this incoming dispersion. Yeah. So save your money, guys. She is not worth it.